was our first time seeing XSET on Lotus, and Tanner, Dryad, hold me, I'm scared. It was so one-sided in that first half, Tanner, around the double duelists from XSET. We got to see even the Gecko. A lot of their focus went on to B and C. But that, like I said, that first half was very one-sided for XSET.
A lot of the game, even quarter number 3 of the game, it looked pretty one-sided. It looked really good for XSET. They kind of started to let it slip away. But yeah, just a really solid performance on a map that we had absolutely no idea what to expect. They come into this one without a duelist. They bring the Gecko into it, which, again, we weren't really expecting it, although it was flexed earlier in the tournament. Yeah, I mean, Bob made that pick look like a must-have on this map.
I tried. I mean, Bob had such a huge impact on that Gecko, and we were just saying, oh, no, they're experimenting. We're not going to see the Gecko. But I think that allowed them to get some really cool plans without having to expose themselves too much on B and C.
I think it was a little secret that they had planned, because again, for XSET, we never got to see them playing Lotus throughout those open qualifiers. It was a surprise factor. I know we talked about the Gecko, but it was in other maps. It was actually Pearl where they brought it up. So it's nice to see. I think there were some cool things when it came to the use of the flash, especially early on for the Gecko. And I think in general, the composition just looks solid. Everybody playing up to their strengths. Katsumi, it is actually the first time in the open qualifier where she goes back to that role that we've known her so well since last. She was constantly playing that Omen, obviously that controller role in general, but this open qualifier she was only playing Astra or Jet, so it's great to see kind of the flexibility that everybody, and also that she's not just leaving that Omen completely.
And I want to quickly touch on, I don't want to speak too much on the Gecko. I doubt we'll really ever see it again throughout the rest of the series at the very least. But not only having a 24-9 KD, because, hey, that makes Gecko look, like I said, a must-have on Lotus, but also the way that Bob was using the utility. The really cool thing about Gecko's utility, outside of it being really cool and having fun nicknames and looking like it tastes like boba, is the ability to pick up that utility and use it again. And Bob was doing a lot of that on the attacking side, just tossing tossing Dizzy straight up in the air. That way it plops back down, you clear out the space that's in front of you, you're safe behind the wall to be able to retrieve that. And then on the inverse, on defense, playing in positions like Waterfall and positions on the A site where you just throw Dizzy straight up into the air. You see if anybody's already made their way out towards Rubble or out towards Mound. And then you can just pick that utility up and 10 seconds later you can use it.
It's one of the things that I talked about at the beginning before to see this map. Bob, throughout the day since that map number 1 of the first match against Generators, to now has just been looking better and better and better every time, no matter what she's doing. And now I think we get a little bit of taste of everything. We got to see the Harbor, we got to see the Soma, now we're seeing that Gecko even. And it just all set up for success to enable XSET to potentially close it out in 2.
And Tanner, thinking about just how good that offense was from XSET, just how much they overwhelmed, especially B, like such a small area with all that initiator utility. You talked about how Ariana Grande in the green room, how just Ariana Grande's perfume didn't have that much punish against XSET. What could have they done more? Is it just about clearing the site and playing for retakes? Was it stacking more on B? Like, what Ariana Grande, what do they have to think of for map 2?
Yeah, you know, I guess it's not easy to just say that the answer is to start punishing their B hit, and you saw that XSET really drilled. The Viper walls were kind of bouncing around the map, but something that we saw a lot of was Panday having a lineup from spawn into B site with the Poison Orb that completely blocks that back half of the site, and then you can just throw Carnalito into that, and it's hard to spam that. We didn't see it until the last round of the half, where Wingman is about to plant, and all of us, even in the green room, were like, okay, that just happened. Wingman just ran across the site, somebody shoot it, and eventually somebody did, right? They run up, they put themselves in an awkward position, but they stopped the plant. They ended up losing the round still, but I would have loved to have seen a lot more of that. I don't know if they were expecting, much like on Haven, B site is kind of the like your oh shoot button. Things didn't go well, let's just go hit B site. But for XSET, B site, it was an absolute problem and something that they pressured throughout the entire game.
I know, and as Rivington said, I guess Wingman likes to be shot because it tickles or something. I don't know. I'm learning so much every day about Rivington, especially in lore and Valorant, but we should learn also about map number 2. We're going to Pearl next, Dryad. But XSET had such kind of this visually disruptive composition last time we saw them against Generators, the Astra Stars, the Harbor, Cascade, or High Tide, the Phoenix Blaze, or curveballing into sight, the Guiding Light. How should Ariana Grande approach such this disruptive composition from XSET?
Oh, I mean, it is gonna be hard. It is part of what happened in Lotus, right? That surprise factor, that even though they get the chance to see maybe in some VODs, when you're playing against that kind of composition and that aggressive style that they like to bring in the late rounds for XSET, there's a complete different story. And you have to be expecting this map to at least to go the distance. Looking at the history here that Ariana Grande Perfume has, they've played this map 3 to 2 have gone overtime. One was 14-12, but the other one was 18-16, which is just insane.
Wow.
That it went that long. So it's a map where you can already tell they're adapting on the fly. They're making those changes as they get more and more info, and that's what's going to happen against XSET.
Yeah, and something that Ariana Grande Perfume need to do, I said it in the pre-show, but I'll say it again now that we have Pearl directly ahead of us. You have to be ready for Panday on the lurk when XSET are attacking. I asked for heat maps. I didn't actually know I could get them pulled up like that, but shout out to the team behind the scenes who got it for me. Almost all of the time spent for Panday on their attack was inside market, waiting for the defense to push, out in mid, or up through art. There was very little, if any, time spent on site while XSET were taking the site and playing the post plan. Panday was playing around the map and doing such a good job of that. So they need to find an answer to that backstab and then worry about the fight that's ahead of them, that is going to be the 4 remaining members.
And for that to happen, you have to have so much trust into those players playing by themselves, right? You're not seeing those trades coming through. You're seeing that player kind of communicating with everyone. If they spot somebody else, if there's another lurker, kind of do the same to. And I think Pandora has been in it. I also think the roles that they're playing and kind of playing through their strengths when it comes to this unique composition is just so great for that, and is all set up to see how close we can really make it, and how much Ariana Grande Perfume, more than anything, is able to turn it and make it go their way.
And this is match point for XSET going into Pearl. But I also want to just give a bracket update. We just have 2 more minutes before the potential final game could start. Remember that CLG Red, Evil Geniuses, Shopify Rebellion, and Version 1 have already qualified into our main event. We're looking at our final 4 teams joining them in our last day of the qualifier. And a bracket update to give you guys. Complexity are up 1-0 against Team Karma. Of course, you're watching the XSET Ariana Grande series. Misfits are up 1-0 against Revival. And Akumu, who has been kind of this the upset queens of the bracket, 1-0 against FaZe. Tanner, do you have like kind of initial reaction to some of these results? Is this going according to plan, according to our scripts that we're obviously writing?
Yeah, right. I think they have completely gone off script. I do want to give a shout out to Troll, the coach of Akumu, taking a team with some players who have kind of been floating around the scene and making one hell of a run. They obviously haven't completed their run just yet, but being a map ahead of FaZe, that's got to feel good.
It does, but maybe not for Ariana Grande Perfume, who are looking down the barrel of match point against XSET. Winner of this series qualifies to the main event. We're going over to Pearl, and we're sending it to some of our favorite casters. It's Rivington and Gompers.
Thank you so much, Lemon, and thank you to the analyst desk for breaking that down. Now, we're going to break down the play-by-play and the color casting of what exactly is going to happen in our next map of Pearl. By the way, the 2 newest maps coming into this, Riv, and I'm getting nervous.
Yeah, I was like, Lotus Pearl? Okay, everybody better be ready and not just be like, oh yeah, the few scrims we have should be sufficient. It gets fun on these ones. We see XSET was definitely ready and raring to go with the homework done on Gecko.
Yep.
And we'll see what happens here for Ariana Grande Perfume. It could be that Harbor double duelist comp coming in from XSET. You get a lot more opportunities. We saw this again. We saw, I should say, just from them. So we'll see it again. But that Cove on their retakes or being able to protect that defending diffuser when they were on the defensive side was so pivotal. And the other teams just could not find a way to get through the double smokes and then that cove. So attack side should be strong. Their defensive side we know is strong with this Harbor pick. So it's all up to, I think, ARI here, obviously as a map down, to really make this defensive side the one where they can grab a lot of rounds on.
Yeah, again, personally a very, very big fan of that Harbor, double controller composition that we're seeing here. I really like I mean, I'm happy that I finally get to cast the Phoenix, by the way, because I actually have to see it on the analyst desk. I'm a big Phoenix fan, Riv. I don't know how you feel about Phoenix.
Fanatic over here.
I am. I really am.
Okay. I actually do like it. It requires teams to play fast, which I have a big heart for when they just run down that long, and Phoenix has forced to flash with curveballs around the corner, but you have to dodge with Pillar the way there. Everybody in the smoke, perfectly dodging that. Oh my gosh.
Ooh. Already
Doesn't
missing
matter
out.
though.
Yeah, they missed out on a lot there as the shots come through.
Huge pickup by Ariana Grande. XSET played that, so it should have been a shocker, but Ariana Grande still ready for the frags to come through. Astralis, big play there with Angel, and now Panday should walk right into the clutches of Luna.
Oh, Luna gives away the location. Panday's not even going to try. They don't care enough to turn around. They do a 360, and they continue to take out majority. I mean, they've done their job, right? They got the 3K. They held that exit just a bit to win out this pistol, and now they've cleared the site. Are they going to rotate?
This almost seems impossible if you look at how many shots it's going to take. Oh my god, that should have been 2! Gross. Absolutely disgusting through the side of the magazine stand. And now the middle of the map is played for Wavy here. The ripple effect to be able to go to either site once they hear the spike planted in. They're gonna, it's the right, oh my god, reading each other's minds. And Bob's able to come up with that one. Who else? Honestly, Gompers, it's just classic Bob.
Yeah, if anybody is to be left in a 1v1 situation where they didn't plant the spike, they're on the verge of a rotation, and they're running into somebody from ARI, I feel like Bob is the perfect choice. Oh, look, they're playing soccer.
I love this. This is one of my favorite things ever, honestly. I love that little bookworm. He's the man.
This goes here.
All right. Which way do we go? B? It looks like B, also B gamble as well by the defensive side.
Yep.
And we'll see this Harbor start to work up. Is Bunny B actually going to be the front, though? Or, as you mentioned, common on a lot of Phoenix maps, these orb grabs, do they become a focus? Oh.
You're going to have to.
Trolling us.
No. That would have been huge off Bunny B. Because if they get that one, they get a couple frags here and there. The next round, they could possibly pop it up. Right now, all Bunny B is looking for is the one taps. I mean, they're relying on their aim here. Very, very nice and heavy. Some flashes to get themselves onto site.
There's a dog bite right onto me, who takes damage from that. And I didn't even realize they have another wall with the Phoenix. Coming in with so much controller utility here. Oh, if only the trigger was pulled. Bob second guessing the shot there. They get a quick trade, but it goes to the cam. And we see that it's slow play until Ari peeks out here. This is how XSET is basically playing Lotus, right? They're just like, come on, where are you? Peek out. So it's up to Ari to stay safe here.
30 seconds left.
Oh, this is good. They're limiting some of the space here, right? You can see the Harbor utility already being brought out. But where is Bunny B going? They're doing 360s in the air. I don't even know what to look at, but at this point, XSET still have Bunny B's back.
It reminds me of Global Esports Foxy from the Pacific region. Sometimes he'll just dash up out of a smoke when the round's near end, but his team needs distraction, and he's just updraft, jump around, swing, circles, dodge. Look at, woo, wee. And it worked. It worked great. Look at me. Bunny B there, holding the lantern, the curveball out. And 2 for XSET. They bring these ones in pretty smooth. And nice push up, and they keep a lot of weapons too. Last game we saw them actually suffering quite a bit from going down in the rounds, even though they won, and that's what made that comeback so close. Here we go, XSET looking strong onto A as we get the Harbor ultimate coming up. Reckoning one away.
Everybody's trying to load up some of those ultimates. You can see Rise pick up that orb for the Seekers. Information is going to be very, very valuable moving into that next round. But right now, I mean, the biggest objective, once the smoke starts to dissipate, they can gain some ground with the Phoenix.
Walls. Looks like, yeah, they're just drawing utility. They'll hear that gravity well. We don't have to go into it just yet. And yeah, it looks like Astralis does not buying this. Like, you know what? It's actually too quiet. This is a re-hit somewhere, and they'll be happy with a retake on the re-hit. Look how far back everyone's playing. Easy escape if you need Luna to get away towards Art and go to mid to the turret. And it looks like it's going to be a B. Double wall from Harbor coming up, and they're going to get a quick push on the utility. Okay, so they're just trying to distract here. Now they'll find the alarm bot. That might give them up, though. Unless they go back B connector. This alarm bot's just going to give them up. They have 20 seconds. They can't go back B connector.
Yeah, Panda is trying to find a way onto Cypher. Miyu still stuck, having to put themselves backwards. Katsumi with a refract. This is big. It allows some space to come down for exit. Finally, we get to see a spike plan as well. Panda watching in the pinch. Angel taking the shot. Patience is going to have to be big here. It's nice.
I know exactly where.
Panda. I mean, opening things up just a bit for XSET, but still, there's so much more to fight for. You see Bob not peeking this, and I honestly think that's the smartest thing to do. They slowly edge themselves over. They take the shot, isolating these fights, but up above comes Wavy. And this was a proper way to pick your fights, because Wavy taking that off angle allowed themselves to go further.
Wavy playing Queen of the Hill up there. She's like, who's here? Who wants this new stand? It's mine. Takes it down. Nicely done. We have seen a little bit of gusto here and there from Wavy. Usually on the quiet side until the team is there to back them up. But good play there to make that one secure for the side of Ariana Grande. A few guns going down, though. They are looking to get some rebuys. We see the Spectres. This is going to be another one for Miyu, maybe. Unless they keep. 5 seconds. Ooh, to a Bulldog. All right. So they go actually light armor to Bulldog. A little bit of consideration. Interesting little spam there. I like to see the different things people come up with for a tap of damage. 3 towards B here, Gompers. It looks like they are going to try to get that work up again. But they didn't go with the dismiss and whatnot, I don't think, as they went up.
Yeah, already the tailwind going away there from Wavy. Can't back off of the fight now, but I'm surprised they're still stuck inside of halls waiting to find a moment to fight for some peace.
Spikes down, very slow play. And remember, this is kind of a variation of the last play XSET just did. Take down the turret, back up and hit something. Now they find that alarm bot that has been there almost every round. Oh, and Bunnybee finds a great headshot of the Sheriff to start us off.
They had that prepped up really nice, especially with the wall coming up. Now Bunnybee slowly working into wood to run it back. They're shooting through the wall. They know there's a possibility. That's big. They take a second one in hand. And now again, XSET taking in that lead and also the player advantage.
Band-A.
Oh.
I mean, that's one way to...
Thanks. Appreciate it.
That's one way to tell your teammate not to peek that.
Yep.
It seems like they're doing the right job, though, because everybody fights that as a team. Panic could have gone down and, not have been able to afford much coming into the next round.
It's like you said earlier, it's the learning process.
Yeah.
Fire, hot, don't touch, great. And we get out of that one successful and safe. Yeah, the push in really, really nice here. You see the defensive wall setup going all the way across B and up into that B link from the defensive side of Ariana Grande. Once you see somebody like Bunnybee kind of crash that wall and the team's behind, backhaul is almost Phoenix's playground. You get a flash in there, you're clear to kind of move forward and feel comfortable to flash towards spawn. So if they keep giving up that space with this wall, I think it's tough to reach the site right away with what they have. See moving in, maybe move the Cypher around a little bit. Who knows? Make sure the Cypher can't flank, play mid more. Oh, never mind. Panda makes mid. There's again.
It's interesting because it seems like this team of XSET really likes building walls. As the majority of the team members here. pretty much the only thing they can do.
I've got
Finding
your
a divider.
Cabbage Patch Kids are out. They're creeping. Got a long journey on this one. There they are. Finally finding one. Australis and A. It's going to be Bunny B from the rest of the team from Art.
Spike down.
So though on the site, Panda's still
player
fighting alone.
standing.
Nobody's there. Rise coming in a bit too late for the Blade Storm. Missing shots. Ari, a nice thrifty round to keep themselves alive.
Yeah. Keeping it clutch. Really nicely done. I think one of the big things there is they did start pushing up a little bit, right? The
Yeah.
push up they had that was able to take one, I think, Rise out over towards B connector from Spawn, made Panday come back. And I was it didn't fully do what I say. I'm like crystal ball, but Panday then repositioned on mid. That flank has been something that Ari has to worry about. Can't focus on B when it gets hit. So finding Panday there was at least big in deterring the initial mid hold. I think Ariana Grande needs to do a little bit more of that and control this area right here. Because again, they're going to lose their turret, but then a team backing up.
Already trying to back themselves. I don't even know
Yeah,
what
you don't
was
back up
going
now.
on
You
here.
took one.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they do.
The moment they crouched was the moment they picked that fight.
Yeah.
Not a lot of mobility to really allow yourselves to back off there.
Rinse and repeat, right?
Yeah.
Round 4 was the turret kill on B Link. Round 5 was the alarm bot kill on Art. Round 6, the turret kill on B Link. And XSET continue to move through, numbers up. They know these peaks are in their favor.
Oh,
remaining.
this is good.
Spike
Funny though,
down.
unfortunately, you know, you see in the last couple of seconds what's going on, but I feel like a save is going to have to happen here. I mean, the operator being invested in from Wavy. Not a lot of economy to deal
Spike
with in the next
planted.
round.
It is tough. That's a big investment to make.
Yeah.
Because as soon as a team identifies an operator on Pearl, you can heavily expect them to go to another site and make sure you're in a retake position, because then you put the operator already at a disadvantage. So they're hoping, Ariana Grande that is, that this op has a big return on investment before anything happens to it. That's why we see the save coming through, easy peasy on that side of Wavy. And I don't think they heard the op, right? This has been silent. Was the op fired from B-Link during that little back and forth? I can't remember.
Not sure.
No, well, we'll have to see. It might be a surprise for XSET as they make their way out to B long, if that happens coming into the next round. Spike goes off here. XSET still feeling comfortable, I think, with the way the flow of the game is going. Ariana Grande, however, is kind of holding the sights well and figuring out to take space first. You get these maps that are kind of longer on the extremities, and if you can identify they're not at least towards long A, you can be much more controlled on B and B Link. And I think that's a little bit of what they need right now. Just that structure can help.
Big on the structure. But I feel like XSET are, you know, a lot stronger in terms of their approach, especially with this 42.
Yeah, for
Kind
sure.
of feels like that deja vu that we're seeing.
One way to defend B Link.
Yep.
Angel. This is such a scary one and done spot.
Yeah, that smoke's going down. Oh, perfect timing. Just as I call it. I knew.
None and done.
Suggest you move.
All right, well. I mean, Harbor called it, right? I suggest you move. What else are you going to do about that one? As it starts to move around, Wavy getting offset. This is big. They knew Wavy was holding that angle with the operator. You can see Bob trying to move it up. Now the wall to come down. Wavy shooting it. And this is perfect read off of Bob. They knew Wavy was going to try to get that angle shot. Doesn't get anything.
XSET is reading all of these plays so well. And they
Yeah.
were kind of pushed into one spot, right? They obviously not going to walk into the Viper pit and take damage right away. But now they're in spawn. They have a
30
flank.
seconds
It's
left.
going to be Luna that's pinched in a 4v4.
Cage triggered.
Penny's just doing everything they can to keep that angle covered. Rightfully so.
Instant take. They set up in that back hall. Yeah. Panday.
Useless.
Oh,
The back hall ready to wait with the rest of the team. But we see Katsumi. So much work on this flank already.
Careful now.
you talk about work. Also talking about some of the peaks to come
There
out.
it is.
XSET, yeah, flawless.
My own style way I take kill out.
Look, we saw this doing this to Generator as well. Just like finding the path that gets all the way through to somehow basically be the defending team like 20 seconds into the round. Right? You're like, all right, now we get to just be defending as the other team attacks our post plant. It's kind of weird how they flip the map so quick here. Cosmic Divides could meet this round here with the Luna denying on the ultimate. Tough to use alone at B though. I wonder if it'll just be solely used for a retake if they want it.
Watch your eyes.
Very
No.
fast play this time. What?
I don't even know.
Hands in the air. Holy moly. Are they watching that? They're semi-watching the weapon, but they're not. That could be a quick grab with an F key.
It's hard.
Saber stab.
Oh, they're jiggle peeking
Almost
that
got it.
one. Yeah, they knew where these players were. I feel like before Luna, it didn't reposition fast enough. Said
I think I think they go B here. They knowing the KJ's down, you have no util over there. They're gonna wait this round out to see a few more. Because they don't know if any of these are judges or shotguns. But they know someone wants this Phantom right here, right? You're like, yeah, no, we're not gonna give it up that easy. So yeah, B is the call. We're gonna have Panday grab the spike. And with KJ down, no reason you gotta go anywhere else.
Oh, there isn't a purpose.
They have to give it up at some point.
Yeah. I
30
feel like here.
seconds left.
Oh,
There we go.
man. They do. This is the best, I feel like, scenario here, utilizing some of that util to push back.
Yeah.
But why
Well, there's another
Katsumi
gun.
peek? There was no refrag potential there. Katsumi getting a bit too aggressive, especially with some of the util still left standing. They have no smokes to utilize other than what Bob can give. But right now, what Bob is given is the heat, especially with his ult coming out. But this is perfect. They close off the angle. They close off the potential for Bob to get the frags through. But Panday still fighting for whatever they can. But Ari, that 3 to 5, it brings me to think that maybe Ari have a chance.
Yeah, it was so well played. In the tight moments, you can see Ari making the right decisions. The entire team comes together, B-Link. The patience was to secure a Phantom. That's the only way they win this round. One gun can do it. Luckily, they get late peaked by whoever. I forgot who it was, maybe Cat. Somebody else drops another Vandal for him at the bottom of B-Link. And then, right, the percentage changes. It's like you just got all your cards on the flop. You're good to go. So, yeah, Ariana Grande playing that super well, knowing that just that one Phantom could do so much for them, and they all played around each other really well when they got the second gun, too. So, things like that are what you want to see, right? The chances are not wasted when they get them. Up and down for Wavy, this operator. We're still trying to see how this will work out once they find it's here, but Bob has one, too. It's just on the other side of the map.
Trying to redeem something. There's a lot of mid control happening from Ari. Continuously trying to fight for this.
So there's the alarm bot, right? Little things. Try to make Ariana Grande move around. Spike's not even grabbed. You know, if they could find the turret, they'll be happy to find the turret.
Joke's
They
over.
They already have it.
Not only that, but finding ahead as well. You can see now we're seeing something come through. Oh, and this is big. They actually offset Wavy, unfortunately, could have put the wall down, so now Wavy able to reposition themselves. The wall comes up. This is a big read coming through from Bunny B. Closing things off, but a flank to come around. Panday. This is going to be so big. A
30
pinch
seconds
to
left.
keep things alive for the side of XSET. They might just
All the
be
way
able to
back
win
to
this out.
A.
Trailers
Panday's
is
giving
reading.
such good info.
Oh no.
Bloop, and they run.
Okay.
W. Wow. They'll have just enough time to get
10
this
seconds
spike
left.
down. Easy peasy. That puts 2 away on the Reckoning. Panday plays up close. You're going to have Art play, and that's going to be one on dugout. They have to be careful on this 1v1v1. That may not be smart.
Last
Actually.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, with the operator, it's going to be too immense here. Just the slow peak coming around. Of course, though, it's Bob.
Yeah.
I mean, what more do you expect?
You saw the lean from Katsumi as well, just towards the end. They're like, okay, if I have to protect somebody, it's going to be the one that can shoot once every so often. Rotate it outside. Even if there was a problem there, the op would be picked up and hopefully traded out in those last 2 shots. There you go. Katsumi just shadowing. An easy pickup. 6-3, a timeout for Ariana Grande Perfume. Glimpses of exactly what they want to do keep coming through, but I don't know what you would say at this point as coach when XSET plays around like that. It might be pull back the utility a bit that they're using alarm bot just past the brown box at Art instead of forward, so they can't kill it as easy. Because that's the toying with Ariana Grande right now. XSET goes and finds the util. It's like destroying alarm bot on mid ascent. People still have to react around it usually. And I think that's where Ariana Grande is getting shifted off of their original angles, their original setups that they want to be playing. And then you find Panday in reminiscent positions of seeing Nats play for the first time on Viper on Icebox. Like, the round starts and he can be in your spawn. It's weird. Panday's doing the same thing, and they're doing it well. And with somebody pushing forward like that, you're giving so much information. You're giving back, or you're getting information and giving back information. So it becomes this call and response where XSET doesn't really have a chance to make a wrong move because they know where everybody is based on audio cues. Into this round, Gompers, let's see if that timeout helps Ariana Grande.
You might be able to. I mean, they've taken the time to kind of read into this, and the biggest thing is a lot of those big fights were happening around mid for some of that control. So they're actually keeping the control a bit disciplined this time for Ari.
Exactly. Holding it back. The positions where usually it would just be XSET touch and go. They're playing. Oh, but it's not the trade. It is an eco.
Yeah.
But they're playing around what we want to see, you know? Pushing up a little bit, trying to gain space. XSET. As much as a team can call a timeout, the other team also has that timeout, and they're expecting you to do something just as much as you're planning, right?
Like
So XSET's waiting for the pushes.
They're just getting pick after pick,
Yeah.
to be quite frank with you. I mean, look at that. Already seeking things out, and they get information. That's huge. They know exactly where the Viper is. They can sit still and look pretty.
30 seconds left.
Quick plant, and they give that over to
Spike
your
planted.
Phoenix. Bunny B grabbing some of those orbs. All right, Miyu. A little quiet, flying under the radar, ready to make a stamp on this round. Nice turn. Beautifully played so far. And I cursed her. That's fantastic. Bunny B comes up with a quick classic shot and a kill there in the back and forth. 7-3 here, reminiscent of game 1 that we did see between these two on Lotus. XSET seems to be finding that groove. This eco round going in their favor as they countered it quite well. All right, Gompers. Operators are back out. Let's see. Do we get a war on these though? It is Bob still. Where's Bob? Over there on the right, okay. Oh no, on the left, hiding. Just with Rise. They always go to different sites.
That's the best part. Different util, different distractions. Ari, I mean, they've bought the operator before, but it never worked out, right? And we're seeing a lot of utility being used to make sure Wavy can't play these aggressive angles.
XSET spike down again. They feel so... Dude, they are playing with qualifying heat right now, Gompers. Like, these shots, dry peeking everything, that is some upper-level confidence. They're going to get tagged back, though. They do get bit for it. Wavy comes in again, and that's just going to drop the ultimate. So they have actually identified a big part of the Ariana Grande defense composition just with that. Phoenix running back.
I mean, who wouldn't want to be able to qualify, right? For
Heck yeah.
an event like this one. Game changers, right? You want to try to put
Welcome
yourself...
to the main... Oh, wait, not yet. Not yet.
Not yet, not yet. Yeah.
Not yet. Sorry.
maybe a little later.
Thought we were qualifying.
Oh,
There's
maybe.
Bob. Quick shot.
30 seconds left.
Actually picking up
Looking to
the
be
op.
8-3.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's like, okay, we feel good with up on attack. We'll play that game.
I'm a bit surprised. Bunny B, I was a bit afraid. I'm not gonna lie to you. That had me for a second. Wavering inside of their own aim. Getting tagged though. Off of Luna. Now it's big. A nice shot. Bob continues. Come on. I mean, this is perfect. Even though Wavy buys the off again and again, it just gets snatched out of their hands.
So I think XSET come in here looking to prove a point that 9-3 isn't a curse. If they go on this again, they're going to get another 9-3 and show us that they can make it work. Unless the seance still going on, it may have ended over on Lotus. So big plays could be abound. See what we can foreshadow here within this. I don't have the script on me this time. It's going to be different. Spike again down. Push from Ariana Grande. They look to be in a pretty aggressive positioning here. And they are going to get that A hold. Bob, almost ready, but it's going to be a mid peak. So it could be this push up now for Astralis. Oh dear. Oh, just in time.
Oh no. They're trying their best to offset Bob. Bob isn't falling for it. As they fall back, they don't want to fight that. They don't want to lose any lives this early on, especially with the economy not looking too grim.
You want to find it?
I think they've identified. Oh, they didn't identify that. Eating crow right now. Bunny Bee goes into the back. Remember, I said this is Phoenix's playground. Such a hard tunnel to play against. Spike has not been picked up. So they continue to move around and try to take out Ariana Grande before it happens. I think they've identified that with the rotations, there's a lot playing mid on only one on site generally, and that one can be focused really quick.
Spike
You can just rush everybody and then bring the spike when it's safe. Here we go. It is down for the last round of our first half.
Oh, Bob. That was such a perfect use of utility. The ultimate coming through, leaving Luna having to step themselves back into a corner, getting stunned continuously, getting shot out, but now it's Bob still sitting alone. You need some of that backup, and Bunny is there. The contact is immense, and XSET finally finding themselves another victory down inside of this half. Again, Riv, is it deja vu?
Switching sides.
It seems like it. A strong attack coming out. XSET now going onto the defense, and we'll see what Ariana Grande has prepared, because I feel like XSET might be going aggressive here. You could see that mid push from R and B Link, I think, right away with a few ghosts. B long is probably going to be left, and for everybody kind of just in that Link and mid area. This next round, I think, is going to get quite spicy. I'm calling it now. But yeah, Ariana Grande needs to start off strong. No pistol round. I think it might be a sealed deal here for XSET, and that is 4 rounds away from qualifying for the main event. That's wild.
Yeah.
What a run they've had here as well. Like, the learning they had to do, what they figured out, growing as a team. Like we said, a lot of teams changed, and they seem to be keeping it together here in the late game.
Honestly, just continuously proving everybody wrong. XSET, even though they haven't necessarily shown their gameplay in a while,
Yeah.
especially with this new roster, they still have so much to show you. I'm going to show you today. Already getting the flash in. But nice stall moment. Oh, Australis is just tanking this.
Walk in. See it.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a lot. Too much, maybe. Even
Rise?
so.
Spike down A.
But I really did like that. I mean, they stalled just a bit, but Panda, unfortunately, as that started to dissipate, leaves some room for XSET to start to make their way in. Bob, waiting for the rotations to come in from the Phoenix, trying to make a pinch. Everybody's actually pinching backwards. They're trying to get Bob sucked through the window. Bob going into this perfectly. A right click, and they know exactly where they are. This is big again. If they win this out, this might be another one for XSET. Again, remembering that deja vu. Remembering the struggles that they reached before, trying to fight this. The flash to come through, and Bunny Bee's timing is impeccable.
You take it. You defuse it. That is going to be 10 for XSET. And it just... that kind of take, I think the 3 kills, I will see it again as well, I hope we do. It kind of shows that instant focus. Who has what job when we're diving in? Where's everybody going to be looking? One person should not kill 3 without retaliation. And it actually took what we saw Wavy being the one to have to step back out of the smoke, which was already identified as the Jet dashing in. That's the chaos causer, or causer, and then take her. So there weren't enough eyeballs on the right locations, right? The setup play was there to dive in, but that's layer number 2 seems to be missing for Ariana Grande Perfume. XSET with that round, it's making it work. Rise with a beautiful ghost, okay? And Ariana Grande trying to push through now to just see if they can get anybody peeking willy-nilly. No shot.
Yeah, they're
Classic.
trying to break this down.
Yeah.
Trying to break this team down, honestly. XSET, they've been doing a tremendous job at doing that. But Bunny B getting taken down, I mean, that might be a big deficiency for this team. Miyu, open for an opening shot. They saw Katsumi knows they're on the radar and still peeking in. I don't know how Australia's got that. The right click and now a pickup for the Spectre. They have potential. They have a hero, Spectre, to put themselves back on that board. Rise, though, having a flash. The dissipation of the smoke. And now the flash to come through. Slowly working their face around, so they don't have to face it as well. The timing on this is immense. They see the 2, but unfortunately not able to get the second.
Power it down.
Uh-oh. They hear the cavalry. Oh, is it needed headshot compers?
Yeah, they continue to pick things up. Panday now trying to find the momentum back, but it's Panday left alone. 17 health left. No utility to use, so it's not like they can pull anything up in these moments. Though timing is important. And a Thrifty, I don't know, Ari just really do well under the pressure.
Holy macaroni. What? You're telling me that a classic long range and then a classic short range versus Spectre is what turned that round around? All right, sounds good. I mean, Ariana Grande makes it happen. Really well played. You got to give it to Astralis. If you don't shoot, they don't hit. So firing shots through that Viper orb, making it count onto, what was that, Bunny Bee down there? Oh, hey, Bunny Bee's a little salty on that one. What are the thrifty rounds again, though? Really nicely played. Ariana Grande Perfume now gets the chance to flip the script here. They have to start carrying this for a few rounds. This is already a good start. Bunny Bee, though, with a good dance and dodge.
There's so much space here. Not a lot of detail, which surprises me. Bunny Bee still stuck underneath. I'm not even sure how they managed to stay alive as long as they did, especially with the spacing there. But XSET, I mean, they're stuck in a save. I want to fight their way through onto this, but I don't think a Thrifty is going to be as easy as what it was for Ari.
They run. Well, they have to fight. They got pistols. They're not going too far. Panda's just getting on the bottom side here to make this happen. A quick blind, a delay, a deny, but it's still going to be XSET trying to hit this site right now.
Yeah, they're hitting it all right. And so far for XSET, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, right, you got that save round to come through. There isn't much that you can pull through with, especially with the situation presented to you right now. Now Ari finally taking back what was once theirs.
The 9-3 curse. No, I'm just kidding. 2, you have the Blade Storm here, still a purchase though, so that could be saved into the next round or used on a pretty terrifying round if XSET is able to make these pistols go in their favor. What do we got here? Ultimates is going to be Seekers on both sides, so it could be a really big delay for what happens on the site. But goodbyes. You know, half armor side for XSET could hurt, but I think they come away with this round if they can play decent defense. A long push here. It feels a little like Ariana Grande may not have the stars for this unless they already set them up, but we'll see.
Oh, that Rise. Everything that Rise is doing right now is perfect. The Seekers to come down. Gathering that information. Bunny having 2 flashes left in the wall. You can see them start to pull it up. Now the hot hands. Still waiting to pull a flash to come through.
Scout destroyed.
They know exactly where they are. I'm surprised they're not fighting for this, but Bob again coming down on the flank. They have the potential to keep that spike to themselves and allow this push-up to come through. The blind. Australis knows. I don't know how I feel about this. With the jiggle peek, they gave themselves away. Not the smartest decision to do, especially since they knew nobody had moved from that position.
Yep.
So why peek that?
30
Just
seconds
trying
left.
to get the info. Info's deadly sometimes. Even trying to get it. Quick flash out. They weren't playing the flash. Oh my god, the flick! What? And they got the alert bot. Oh, it's up to
Spike
Bob now.
planted.
Phantom in hand. Only Luna is hurt, but they get the heal in.
Oh, they knew Bob was there. So much utility. Not even expending it. They want to take this 1v1. They're fighting for the isolation, but two players still sticking together. Unfortunately, the wall came up a little bit too late, Bob. It's Ari taking advantage.
6 to 10 now. Working the map very, very well. We were seeing these types of lurks from XSET, wondering if it would happen for Ariana Grande Perfume, and they indeed are working this map. It doesn't seem like the 1v1 attacks are going their favor, so they almost have to get behind enemy lines in a way that it is not XSET being able to see them. Once they can do that, they can pick apart XSET from the inside. Down to Sheriffs once again. Spectre for Katsumi with a little bit more money. And we'll see if they can make this work. Stars are there. Stars are set up.
Oh,
Just keep an eye on them this round, since it did look like that last kind of save by. The stars are what was what they didn't get, and just the Viper wall is what they used. Interesting way to kind of save money in the controller aspect for dual controllers, or yeah, double controller. Who gets this orb, if anybody? No one needs it. They're flying into the site here, Gompers, and they've actually got XSET sorted to the other side of the map here.
oh, this is good. Taking down the back of site. They know Panda is probably either in walls right now, contesting this space, and they are. But, I mean, this is super unfortunate. You're looking at XSET, and you're looking at the position they're in. They're slowly letting these rounds go. And they shouldn't.
Happened last time. They lost their footing, and that's, you know, props to Ariana Grande. Being able to figure out the way around this strategy, make sure they can avoid at least maybe where Bob is, because that's been a pretty big problem. Comes the wall, blocking the top side of the site. It's up to Ariana Grande now to defend.
Oh, they're trying their best, but
One enemy remaining.
Ori again. It's the shot after shot. But with the Sheriff, I mean, what is there to do?
Yeah.
Other than watch things go down the way that they are. Bob is just spraying it down, trying to find whatever they can, trying to keep these players down near the spike so they can go down with them, but not the way it works.
7 Gompers. Ooh, we could be getting a map 3 here. This is exactly the reason we see Ariana Grande Perfume this far in the tournament.
Yep.
The ability to persevere. I was saying, you know, the 1v1s aren't working too well. Yeah, Luna said, shut up. Check this out. This is how we work. It's starting to come online. You could say too little, too late, but they're still keeping XSET 3 off of that victory. So many chances now to make this work in their favor. No operators anymore, really, for this side of Ariana Grande. They want to go in. They don't want the patience anymore. Dropping the run it back. Bunny B hasn't had too much success with that on the defensive side as Ariana Grande are prepared.
Watch your eyes.
The preparations are big! Katsumi! Not even sure how this happened. The flash to come down!
Spike down
And in
A.
seconds, finally, XSET starting to take back the momentum. Even one player left alive. Luna's wondering, where did my team go?
There's still so much cool stuff that we see happening at A of Pearl, and that was just basically a Phoenix ultimate to gain space, right? A lot of times you're always following the Phoenix ultimate, you're pushing through, but to be able to set up there and get Katsumi what turns into a 3K on the round and still have defense across the spike. Really heady play here from the side of XSET. I love the setup. There's
Man.
a four.
Yeah, the 4K from
Without a star,
Katsumi.
I cannot.
Again, just letting the duelist vibes get into their controller
Right?
gameplay. Look at that.
Easy. And when she's not on a duelist, she's still doing duelist things. Even on the controller. As Katsumi, we have seen play the jet lately. It doesn't matter. Like riding a bike, either way. It's a Phantom or a Vandal that you're worried about. But again, Ariana Grande, 4 streak round, stopped 1 there. Still in the good spot for economy here. Bob's gonna try to get an early pick. Does not happen. A little bit of defense here coming through mid. We see the wall put up by Bob, and that's gonna stop people, or at least make them consider entering that mid area. He's just trying to slow down Ariana Grande right now.
Yeah, XSET
I
are
think
so
that's,
good.
that's pretty effective.
Yeah, they're really good at keeping that space down towards A.
Back and forth. Cut noise. Ariana Grande hasn't even broke their side of the map yet. Yeah, Miu's over at B, but they haven't gone mid. They haven't really gone forward here, and they're kind of waiting out XSET. Because if XSET continues to stay pushed up, right? If that would probably play is gonna happen while I'm talking. If Kasumi's pushed up, she's forced to rotate all the way around, or make the play to check if anybody's there before leaving, and that's the timing they catch.
It's always good on it. Right now, though. Again, and this is where things have to start to become better. Especially right now, they're picking these 1v1s. They're isolating themselves for XSET. Surprisingly, it feels like the confidence started to go up. But was that the best decision? Because you're seeing a lot of these fights go down. And there's nobody playing with no one.
Up and out. I feel like Trailblazer has so much distance compared to everything else right now. That dog just keeps going. Out to the site. Fake spike hit. Nice draw. They can actually continue to defuse that outside of the molly. It was placed outside, but the teammates are ready.
Oh, and they're looking good as well. The gameplay, the flashes, XSET still having potential here. But, I mean, not having a teammate there to help out. How difficult is it gonna be? Rise slowly working up, but unfortunately getting a bit too close. They shoot that down, and all Bob can do is shoot for another. They're gonna have to back themselves off. That operator's too important.
The offer's too important, and it seems like that is now a priority for XSET. This Ariana Grande operator has disappeared into the night, and the Vandals, they're able to back each other up here. 5 across the board, striking true as they're bringing the fights to the board, anchoring each other. The teamwork we're seeing now from them is working so well. Like I said, there are 4 in a row, and they have good economy, so that's why round 18 was that questionable win for XSET. I think Ari could punch back again. Now, this comes a reset on the side of XSET. Becomes even tougher next round. It's going to be 2,400 on the credits that they have now, which is 650 at most. So 3K in the bank for XSET next round means that's a save. This is a big round for Ariana Grande Perfume to capitalize on. Stay down.
I've got your trail.
That's what we needed to see. We needed to see Bob take that decision, take that aggressive decision, and really profit off of it. Right now, that's going to pave the way for them because Wavy, at this point in time, are there to make the entry in. So they're going to have to rely on some of the util here, especially now Bob missing out on an opportunity that would have been immense. They could have stopped that from happening now, utilizing the utility and the ultimate here from the harbor to take that space back and still shooting through it. They see the location of others, but unfortunately not shooting soon enough. And it's perfect. Bunny making the shot, Miu going down, and so does the smoke. The match point, flawless, coming through from XSET.
What a huge round. I think XSET felt the pressure, the economy, the game, the everything. Feeling like that was just too much in the second half from Ariana Grande. XSET went back to playing their game. Like you called it, Bob pushing up, being the first contact, making that contact happen instead of waiting for it. And then, okay, Bunny B, just rolling on through into the ultimate like it was a run it back. I had to check twice. No, it was just regular Bunny B going on in. Yeah, it was explosive. XSET 1 round away from qualifying for the main event here with this new squad. And Ariana Grande are calling the timeout to freshen up and see what they can do here if they can get 4 rounds for the tie.
Man, it's scary being in a match point situation, but I feel like Ari have so far not allowed the pressure to get to them.
Right. Still calling little audible plays, making change-ups, having things that really throw XSET for a loop, which at this point, I feel like both teams have shown each other just about everything. So it's really hard to still be able to add a little bit of flavor, make them second-guess what they're doing. You can only fake a team so much before a team says, oh, this is what their fake looks like. You know, they're not going to buy it all the time. You have to use things sparingly. And right now, I think the tank is pretty empty for both squads, at least on Pearl. We got more maps, obviously. So you got to do what you got to do. If it does go there, that's 4 rounds, like we said, for Ariana Grande. But XSET sets up this operator over at B, and they know where Bob is. How does Ari react?
I was like, so far, not much of a reaction right now. ARI still stepping back. They're waiting. They're playing the waiting game, trying to gather information. If anything, a pick down towards mid as that Killjoy Luna sits around with turret.
They want to see if Wavy can get a pick. One of the big ones right now. I think that was a denial on the guiding light we saw on minimap A. I do not think it might have triggered on Astralis. Ooh, they hear the steps. This is not a fake at B so far. Traded.
That was immense. I mean, they let themselves get another one.
Wavy?
ARI still, I don't even know how they continue to frag out. I mean, at that point, it is just the skill and the continuous dedication to this game. Finding the frags, now finding the potential to get that spike down.
That is incredible that they were able to clear the site by themselves, only on pure contact. This is no jitters be happening right now. Everything is solid coming in from Ariana Grande Perfume. They give themselves some smokes here to get the distance, get the play, but it's XSET coming in strong. 3v2.
Yeah, XSET. Now that the smokes are up, right, they're obscuring some of that vision, but Bunny be doing such a good job pushing themselves forward with the run it back to gain the control again, but ARI is insane! The Red Bull clutch and the flank to end it all!
Luna, we've seen it before. The quick clicks, the precision accuracy, and that trigger discipline to not hold it down and just spray away. What a beautiful shot. She had the 3K over on Lotus. We see that huge clutch here to make it 9-12. Keep Ariana Grande Perfume in the game. They are not gone yet. But XSET looked like they had that one tied up on the entry. What a turnaround with the Cosmic Divide. We're into round 22 now here. Again, XSET still 1 point away from main event.
Oh, they're rushing up after that play. I'm excited to see what's next. Bob now shooting things down. They had to shoot it. They had to get the Trailblazer away.
What?
So they could keep themselves repositioned. Now they're a bit closer, but at this point, they have nothing to seek themselves out. It's a pick now or never in the lockdown. Trying to. It seems they're acting like they're the ones who have to get out of the lockdown for ARI.
This is the first time we've seen anybody push up long B. Panday has B. No one is here. The only thing that can happen is they go through Link, but I think they're identified already at A. The push happens.
And it's continuing now. Wavy is insane. Turned around. Not getting
bullets,
another
5
one through
health.
the smoke, but instead there's still so much potential. The updraft to push themselves higher, but instead the dissipation of the smoke. You got 2 players, Bob and Panday. Bob has been the clutch factor for this team time and time again of XSET. Wavy's waiting and listening into what could happen. They know the op is in the hands of Bob, but they don't want to peek anything.
The amount of pressure Wavy is putting on XSET right now is clearing sites. It happened at B, it just happened at A. The team scaling with the Jet this play. Where's the protocols we're seeing from Ariana Grande Perfume right now?
Oh, exit frags too. They
Working
know where
better than
Panday
this.
is. Yeah, but I'm liking what they're doing. Okay.
Perfect.
Trying to utilize their own units to weave and bob their way inside and out, but it's not good enough for XSET. You need more. I feel like Bob with the op, I haven't seen too much profit.
It's something that it almost seems like Ariana Grande is okay with finding at this point. That's oh, that timing, great slowdown, Obs. Just the way with the orb, where orb was thrown, the orb's gonna go up, so they feel there's no time to look. Right? Bob's like, all right, I'm out. Boom, opportunity walks on by. Isn't that the way it happens? 23 for our round. Spike gets left for now. No, okay, it's grabbed up by Angel here. So towards B we go. Even with that pressure push out towards B for Panday, XSET still could not make the hold. Wavy just too strong. Again, we see it being one of the first peaks. Flashes forward, Wavy in. Here we go.
Oh, this is big too. Nobody's on the site. They're actually all rotating down around the flank, but Luna reads this big time. You see the Seekers to come through.
Yeah.
Luna now not having as much information, instead having to use some of that utility to try to stall out that push. But the flank coming in strong from the defense. Panda taking a solo position, but now so is Luna. But Luna's stronger. Luna's better. Luna doesn't reload! And instead
outta
continues
here.
the fight. But the momentum and the potential for Bob to seek this out is big. They need to switch out the op, though. I don't find the potential here with the operator. Again, it's continuous.
I'm just being speechless for a second. You're kidding, right? Like the consistency of these shots, the pressure of the moment. Luna, it looks like they're in the shooting range. What is going on? Absolutely amazing stuff. 11 to 12 now. Ariana Grande Perfume making the comeback. The comeback.
One enemy remaining.
That
Man.
we dream of shots like that. Plays like that happen, and we're like, I held it down again. I'm just spamming. I'm praying. God, they don't have to pray. We pray to Luna. That's what happens. What a play. And this is causing XSET to pull a timeout now. Holy moly. Let's see what they get out of this.
It really was just like, man, Luna with just the overall pushback. And there, when Luna made that decision, when Luna made that big brain decision, I'm not going to reload. We're going to fight this because that's the only thing I can do right now. 3. That's insane.
Everything they need coming from a few members on the rounds that they need it. Everybody being called upon at different times here for Ariana Grande, and they are showing up. XSET, they get rid of this op, and I think they should have. I feel like it stifled the retakes. You're waiting for the op to grab the right angle. It can't run in with a Vandal. It can't run in like a Phantom. We get that, right? But it makes a difference. We do see the op down now for XSET. They're going full rifles here into this round. 3 push, and it looks like they're trying to get one.
This time, XSET actually fighting together, which is something I feel like we've been missing out on. We've been seeing a lot of those 1v1s because that isolation from ARI has been way too strong. Not only that, but Shot's feeling a bit more confident. They want that third map. They want that qualification rift.
Hungry for it. You got to push out for the first blood. Now they smell blood in the water. They're still going to take it back a pace. Gambling for the B stack. This works because Katsumi can be global with the smokes, but this is difficult. If this is a contact play, it's not a contact play. They're going to get Katsumi an alert, so she's safe.
Yeah.
That's huge. Actually huge that she's able to get that early info.
Yeah, pushing back Katsumi at this point in stage.
Yeah.
I feel like that did Katsumi more of an ordeal than it did them, because now she's alive, safe and well. Not picking off a fight, not picking off anything. Instead, Bob, why would the jiggle beat come through in that exact moment? No information. Just going for it. Honestly, but that's what we like to see.
Works out for Katsumi, but it's the fake overall. They get the push, they get the play. It's a little tug of war here with A. Hello, Panda. Okay. Also, ring around the Rosie.
Oh, and
10
it's
seconds left.
Okay. Wow.
I mean, it's
Win.
seconds though. It's XSET now to qualify to that main event. Riv, that was quick.
After so many awesome plays, we still get an awesome one to end the game, but stop dead in their tracks. Ariana Grande so close to bringing that to another map within just a few rounds and maybe the OTs. It becomes the tricky play. It becomes ratting around that cipher to make it beautifully done. And it is XSET that's going to be able to come away with the win. It really hard fought. I think XSET has a lot of things that they can find, though, to be like, those are our pain points. This is what we need to shore up. And it was a long day for everyone there. So it was definitely asking for everything in the tank.
It was a long day, and they really fought hard. And I think with Ariana Grande Perfume being able to just push themselves to that extra mile, continuously get these plays through, seeing Luna just like murder everybody. I don't even know how they continuously did
It's like
that.
when you gain a new favorite player during the game, or favorite like one to watch, right? Boom.
Exactly.
Easy.
I think it's
Easy.
Luna. I think Luna's the next best player that you guys got to start
Follow.
watching on that Sentinel role. We literally subscribe. I don't know. Something's got to happen. But you know what else has got to happen? I'm excited for what the analyst desk has to say about what Luna just pulled back there.
My jaw is on the floor. The fact that Luna just made it look that close, but congratulations to XSET winning the series against Ariana Grande Perfume, a photo finish, but a 10-3 lead that got Tanner a little bit closer than we would have liked.
A little too close, yeah, and it really was. My notes from map 1 kind of bled into map 2, where the rounds that Ariana Grande Perfume were winning were heroic rounds. It was really taking a lot, and then unlike what we saw in map 1, the heroism led to more rounds. It's sad to see it end the way that it did with that fake comeback, but I think Ari looked so impressive here. Obviously XSET the victors, but we can't take anything away from the team on the other side.
Yeah, congratulations to the side of XSET. I think it goes back to exactly what Daniel, the coach, was saying. Really getting the max amount of experience in every single matchup. And even though this one was close in 2 maps, it went as far as it could in regulations. And it was so close. Some stars from Ariana Grande Perfume showed up when they had to, but it just unfortunately wasn't enough for them to capitalize. I think this Ariana Grande Perfume, of course, they're not going to make it to the main event, unfortunately, but it is one of those teams and those individual players that you need to keep an eye on as they sort of be celebrating. They know their struggles. They know they've long matches, long maps, but as long as they make it to the main event, they make it to the top 8, it's all good. That means this is the last team to qualify for the main event. They already have that top 8. And with Bob and Katsu making it through, that means that Cloud9 roster from last year, everybody is in.
Oh, Tanner, this series was so close. I mean, yes, XSET made it to the main event, but we got to give so much credit to Ariana Grande Perfume to come back from that 10-3 deficit. And they're a team that also knocked down FaZe and Noot, but just couldn't cross that finish line against XSET.
Yeah, one more very, very large obstacle in the road. Unfortunately, this obstacle proving to be a bit too much. Lotus was a different story. Lotus was a little bit more one-sided. XSET really came in with the game plan, and it was completely unknown, so Ari have a hard time dealing with it. Then we get to Pearl, where the XSET game plan is a bit more known. We just saw it on the day. I would imagine that the whole team was watching as they're waiting for this matchup, and you could see that there were plans. There were plays set for this XSET squad. They really forced XSET to play around the map more. XSET wasn't allowed to just walk into this B site, use every single wall that they have, get the spike planted, and play the post. They were forced to kind of adventure throughout the rest of the map and join Panda in some of the adventures that she was going on. So, yeah, Ariana Grande Perfume, hats off to them. They came into this one with the game plan. Unfortunately, just didn't work in their favor.
But it did work for XSET and 7 other teams going to the main event. We're going to be happy to announce those 8 teams that you can look forward to seeing next week. Before that, we'll do the Prime Gaming post-match highlights. And after that, we're going to have an interview with somebody from XSET to just get their thoughts on how long this journey was and how much this win means to them at the end of the day. So we'll see you soon.
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. 10 seconds left. Last player standing.
It's the end of the day, but we really couldn't cap this off without speaking to the head coach, Danimal, after that amazing series. XSET taking the W. Thank you so much for joining me, taking the time. I know you want to go celebrate, but tell me, how is the team holding up? Because that last map was so stressful for everyone.
It's kind of interesting. I don't feel like the team was that stressed.
Oh, okay.
This was like the first game where I felt like we were actually getting the energy like pretty pitch perfect, to be honest. In a lot of ways, we're still making mistakes, but in terms of the overall vibes, the level of comms, the energy, the excitement, just the team chemistry, a lot of that stuff was coming together fairly nicely. So probably makes sense why it's the series that didn't go to 2-1 again. But I think we're good. We're good. We finally got a 2-0. It's been a bit of interesting open qualifier for us. Definitely not what we expected and the standard that we have for ourselves, but we will continue to get better. So,
but like you said in the interview we had, feels like minutes ago, but hours ago, you pulled through at the end of the day. We got to see Bob on the Gecko. That made everyone excited to see how that was going to pan out. You went to your strength on Pearl, and it worked out at the end of the day. How was everyone able to just stay so focused? Was it just riding that positive momentum from that previous series that you just won? Is there somebody on the team that kind of is really good at rallying people in moments that are so tense like this?
It's definitely a team effort. I think that this team, we have, a certain level of expectation, and we take our improvement very seriously. And I think as a team, we can sort of tend towards like a level of seriousness. And when I came back after the first match, there was just kind of a kind of giggly energy in the room that I think everyone got kind of hyped on, and we started playing pretty well after that, I think.
That's nice.
Yeah.
When everyone's able to enjoy their presence. I know this was like a team rebuild, but then feels like if everyone's enjoying themselves at the end of the day, then through winning, through losing, through the hardships, you guys pulled through at the end of the day. But this is not even the end of your journey. You qualified to the main event. That's where the big teams are at. Is there a team you're looking forward to facing at the main event next week?
I think we would most like to play V1. That's the team we were able to face up against them in open qualifiers for challengers at the beginning of the year. Not with our entire roster, but with 4 of the 5 that we currently have. And I think that they got the better of us on map 3 in overtime. There's definitely we want to get that one back. That's probably who we're most interested in facing.
Okay, we're gonna stir that narrative pot if you guys ever face version 1. That's gonna be exciting. Best of luck to you and XSET going to the main event. Congratulations for that through that lower bracket run. You had us all on the edge of your seat. So thank you for entertaining us, and congrats, and go and celebrate with the team. Thank you so much.
Our pleasure. Thanks.
Well, everyone, hey, welcome back, y'all. Verizon post-match interview, fire with the head coach, Tanner and Dryad, whoever wants to jump in on this. I'm sure the players are celebrating, they're happy. It was also nice that through all the stressful times, Tanner, that they still kept that giggly and positive vibe going.
Yeah, what I think is, we never really get to see the mental. Obviously, the stuff that Danimal talked about, we do get to see. And the only thing that seems to be affecting the team is the stuff that is easily seen and easily fixed, right? It's not the mental, it's not getting down on themselves, it's the mistakes. Danimal sees the mistakes, says, hey, we made some, things got a little bit silly, but the vibes were high. It wasn't too tense, the team wasn't necessarily out of it, they were just making mistakes, and that is something that you can shore up. So a VOD to look back on. A lot of rounds, I would say, of mistakes, because there was a pretty close comeback from Ariana Grande Perfume, but again, there's a lot to learn from that.
And Dryad, he said that XSET are looking forward to facing version 1, and after a defeat from them in the past, they're looking to get their revenge. That's exciting. That's spicy.
Yeah, super exciting, because I remember seeing that matchup. It was for challengers. It was the qualification very, very way back. And so both of the teams, they had to face each other. And like he said, it went to overtime, and it was a massive comeback of version 1 to close it out. And when you're facing your past, there's a little bit more of that pressure. Who's gonna take the show? I'm very excited to see if we're gonna end up that matchup eventually. But I think all the teams, the cool thing about this game changer is that it's more competitive than ever, and part of it is because the way all the teams split and kind of find their own ways with the individual players. So you are not really guaranteed who's gonna take that win.
Well, there was one person who won at the end of the day, and it's your aim lab flick of the day. Who really had the aim on today? The laser focus, Tanner. Bring me through this one.
Ooh, okay. Well,
wow. That's all she wrote.
you blink, you miss it. There was a lot of that on the day. We got a lot of the Phoenix on Pearl. We got a lot of Bunny Bee clips like that. I think we got robbed of almost a very cool moment where we could have got a contender for the aim lab flick of the day. But yeah, I think very just for Bunny Bee to be grabbing that one. A huge, I guess, component in this XSET success, especially in making this wonky Pearl comp work.
Well, just like that, and you miss it. But sick flick at the end of the day. Don't even need the flash at the end of it, I think. Triad, I'm looking forward to seeing the 8 teams that we're going to see at the main event next week. And to announce this, the 8 teams: Misfits, Complexity, XSET, FaZe, Evil Geniuses, Version 1, Shopify Rebellion, and CLG Red. Dryad, kind of reacting to this list. Is everyone you expected to make that main event on here? Anyone we're missing out on?
I think so. I think this is kind of what makes sense for FaZe. I had my questions because they've been looking a little bit shaky, but I'm glad that they make it to the main event. And that also means that at least making it to the main event, all the sign orgs are going to make it through. So just making sure that extra support that they get with the coaches, with the staff, it's getting that value to the players. So I'm really happy to see it. I think everything makes sense, especially, from what we saw yesterday, the initial teams qualifying all the way to today. Even though they go the distance, is the person, the teams that you expected.
Yeah, and so coming into this, I wasn't too sure where XSET was at as far as the team goes. And there was another team that I am leaving out of this that I wasn't too sure about. But my top 6 were there. I thought we would see, I'm going back through a DM because I was chatting with somebody about it, but I had Team Karma, Newt, or Valaris kind of as the unsigned teams that could have a chance making it through. At the time, obviously, XSET did not really have a full roster, so I wasn't sure where that was headed. But yeah, I think, after looking at it all, coming into the open qualifiers, I think a lot of people would have maybe leaned this way for these teams. It is very cool, however, to see, and sure, this is going to happen if there's only X amount of signed teams, but the unsigned teams, a lot of free agent rosters who have been putting the work in behind the scenes, a lot of that goes unnoticed, and then they show up for Game Changers 1, and they push a lot of these teams to the brink. That was that just tells me, if we see these teams stick together, which please stick together, just because you didn't make main event in GC1 does not mean go boom your roster, right? Stick together, try and make it work, and show up for GC2, because yeah, this is I think GC2 is going to be the game changers of upsets.
Yeah, Tanner with the Cobra. Don't worry, y'all. There's always a next time. There's always a Series 2. There's always a Series 3. There's always challengers. There's always something else to do. But yeah, missing out on Valaris, who lost to FaZe in lower round 3. Missing out on Newt, who lost to Team Karma in round 3. Losing out on Team Karma, who lost to Complexity in round 4. It was a doozy going through this bracket, and some unexpected teams making that lower bracket run. But congratulations to those top 8. They move on to the main event, and y'all at home, mark your calendars. Tuesday the 11th, 5 p.m. Eastern. You're on the right channel. We're going to be live with the kickoff of the main event. Of course, more casters, more talent going to be featured on the stream. So thank you all so much for watching and supporting this amazing community, and we'll see you next week.
One enemy remaining. 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 One enemy remaining.
One down.
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
Ground.
Spike planted. Spike planted. One enemy remaining. 30 seconds left. One. Flawless. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. 10 seconds left. Last player standing. One enemy remaining. Clutch. 30 seconds left. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
Watch your eyes!
Remaining.